Hello guys and welcome to the Oddspedia channel, new video for our betting academy. Today's goal is learning a little bit about bankroll management. We have many questions in our channel on how to manage the money when betting and how many units we should bet depending on the game. So I'm going to try to shed some light on the topic. Let's start now. First thing we have to tackle is the meaning of bankroll. By bankroll, we intend the money that we are going to use for betting purposes. It's very important to set a specific amount so you don't use all your savings for sports betting and your finances are safe. Because remember that when we do sports betting, we want to earn money and not pure gambling. For instance, if you have 100,000 euros in your bank account, you set 1,000 euros as your annual bankroll. Therefore, this is the amount of money you've dedicated to sports betting. No matter what is happening or how easy you see the bets, you won't raise your bankroll. The golden rule is never bet more than you can afford to lose. Setting a bankroll is important to not hurt your finances and your bank account in case you are in a streak of losses. The big question here is, how much should it be my bankroll? This is a personal question and it depends on the money you can't afford to lose. You have to think that this money set aside can be easily lost, so you won't be worried about it anymore. It's very hard for me to give you a percentage on how much your bankroll should be. Once you've set up your bankroll, it's time to decide your units or wagers. Every single bet should have the same amount of money. In this case, we call it units. We have to treat every single bet as exactly as the same others. So you should bet exactly the same amount. It's a common mistake to bet more money on your beloved team or in the final of the Champions League, for instance. Every bet should be treated equally, as there are the same options to get money from it. So, if my bankroll is 1,000 euros, how much should be my wager or unit? The general rule states that for a conservative sports bettor, the bets should be 1% or 2% of the bankroll. For the average bettor, it is 3%, more or less. And for aggressive online bettors, 4 to 5% of your bankroll. Therefore, if I have 1,000 euros as a bankroll, my unit could be 10 euros if I'm a conservative bettor. So every single time I place a bet, it should be a 10 euros bet. No matter if I'm betting in a Champions League game or in a low division match. If you are following our Oddspedia channel and all our tips and predictions, you will hear many times from our punters that it's worth risking 1/3 of a unit in a draw or 1/4 of a unit in a big surprise. Sometimes we can try a very risky bet with odds around 4 or 5 and bet 1/4 of a unit, for instance. We need to be correct only once every 4 times to make a profit. The same applies for our strategy in draws. Our Bundesliga and betting expert Radek Vegas always gives us tips about draws. Usually draws are around 3 or 4. Therefore, if we bet 1/3 of a unit, we need to be right once every 3 times to be profitable in the long run. Exactly the same applies for the ACCA betting. We know that our Spanish expert, Álvaro Romeo, is a legend with the ACCAs, but the odds are quite high, around 10, so it's very unlikely to be correct every single week. In case you bet 1/5 of a unit or less, if you are correct once every 5 or 6 times, you will be still profitable. Ultimately, we are always looking for odds around 2.0. You will double your stake if you are correct. So in our betting strategy, we'd be always betting on odds around these numbers. There are some tips that you should follow when managing your bankroll that we can sum up now. First, dedicate the amount of money that you can afford to lose. Sports betting can be quite risky and we can have a bad streak, so never bet more than necessary. 2. Use units. Every bet is exactly the same and you should be treated them equally. We can make exactly the same profit. 3. Track your bets. It will help you to keep count on the money you are winning or losing. You can also find a pattern and learn from your mistakes. 4. Leave the emotions aside. Do not bet more money if your team is involved or you love the competition. No matter if you think this is a safe bet. Always bet the same amount and not be carried away by emotions. 5. Use data. We give you a lot of tips in our channel. Use also other tools like value bets or find data online about the games. Being informed is the best way to be profitable in the long run. This is sports betting, not gambling. There are also some models that can be used to manage your bankroll. We have the flat betting model. Here, as I explained before, we'll set our wager and we will always bet 1 unit in every single bet. Therefore, if your bankroll is 1,000 euros and we decide to bet 2% of our bankroll in every bet, we'll always bet 20 euros. We also have the percentage model. This is slightly different. Imagine that your bankroll is 1,000 euros and we decide to bet 2% of it as our unit. However, if we win the first bets, then our bankroll rises to 1,000 euros and 100. Then our unit also rises to 22 euros. On the other hand, if we start losing and our bankroll decreases to 800 euros, our unit would be also lower, 16 euros. And we have the potential return model. In this case, our aim would always be to try to win 1 unit per bet. We spoke about it before. Imagine that the draw pays 3.0. Then we'd bet only 1/3 of a unit to regain our unit. This is more conservative, but can be very useful in the long run. You can always decide to mix the models as well. We also have different systems for bankroll management. I won't go into details about each of them because you have separate videos about every strategy or system in our channel. All these are mathematical models to help you boost your bankroll. Basically, the system decides by yourself the amount of units you should put in every single bet. The most popular bankroll systems are the Kelly criterion, D'Alembert system, Fibonacci system, or Paroli system. As I said, if you are curious about them and want to learn a little bit more, do not hesitate to look for our videos in this channel. I hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. How do you manage your bankroll? Do you use any specific system? Do you have any tips for our community? We read all your comments. As always, thanks for watching and see you very soon.